Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, November 16th. Dennis Sullivan coming to you from Borough Hall. Wanted to give you an update on last night's council meeting and then talk a little bit about the weeks ahead. As you remember from our last conversation, the Borough Council introduced 4 zoning ordinances concerning our garden apartment districts back on November 1st. The process involved referring those introduced ordinances to our planning board. The planning board met on the 10th of November and developed a series of recommendations to bring back to the Borough Council. Those recommendations were presented in advance of last night's meeting. I was pleased to see we had a very good, large contingent of the community come out, planning board members, residents. Had a very lengthy but I think fruitful discussion. There were a lot of concerns raised from the public. I wanted to highlight some of those concerns. The height of the proposed building ramifications was discussed. The zones call for 3 to 5 story buildings, depending on the particular zone in which they were located. And it was a feeling that the mass of those buildings would be out of character with the surrounding districts. Most of our garden apartment districts abut traditional residential zones, and the proposed height restrictions that could be placed on any project were felt to be excessive. The density, the number of units per acre, was also discussed. In most of our existing redevelopment efforts range from 16 to 20 to 24 units per acre. The density requirements allowed with the zoning changes would be in excess of 50 in some locations. And that again, raised some questions about the massing. Another area of concern was the impervious coverage. Depending on the zone that you're in right now, there's a limit as to how much of your property you can cover with buildings, sidewalk, driveway. The proposal before the council last night allowed up to 90% coverage. And in light of the recent flooding, that was a concern to a lot of people that, impervious coverage does not drain. It forces the rainwater into a collection system. Ideally, the collection system would be proposed as part of the site plan. The planning board would examine the proposal to make sure that water could drain properly. But in certain situations, as we had 2 months ago, more rain comes down faster than the ground, and the pipes can absorb it. So again, there was some concern about covering too much land, not leaving enough open and green space for natural drainage to occur. And finally, there was a lot of discussion about affordable housing, what the rents would be, what the mix, what the range would be. Affordable housing, unfortunately, in New Jersey has morphed and changed, and in some cases disappeared over the years. The original intent with Mount Laurel back in the 70s, 80s, was to create a variety of rental choices for people just starting out and not having the means to start with a luxury rental, starting with something modest and working their way up. Unfortunately, right now the courts control affordable housing in various situations. Each town that is under court order for affordable housing has to come up with a plan. Somerville has never had any affordable housing requirement. It's been the feeling of the planning board and the Borough Council that our existing housing stock offers a wide range of opportunities. But there was a lot of concern from existing tenants and other residents last night that we needed to look very carefully at creating an affordable option. As a result of the input from the planning board and the community questions that came up last night, the ordinances were tabled by a majority vote of the council. I don't have a timetable for going forward, but New Jersey law requires that any ordinance that's introduced and is not acted upon within the same calendar year dies and has to be reintroduced the following year. We only have 2 more meetings of the Borough Council in December, so I can't say right now whether a new ordinance would be ready for introduction at our December meeting, or the same ordinance could be brought back with amendments. So I don't have a firm timetable on that yet. We will definitely take into consideration the comments, recommendations from the public. It's a major step. Our garden apartment zones haven't really been re-examined since they were first put in, probably in the 40s. And it's a long time ago. Conditions change over time, and we certainly know weather patterns have changed. We want buildings that are safe for people, and also that complement our existing housing stock, giving current and future residents a wide range of options. So we're going to proceed slowly, making sure we do it right, because we only have 2 square miles of land. Most of it's developed already. We have to be very careful and prudent with the remaining land that we have. So there'll be more to follow on this at my next talk with you, which would probably be around the 7th or 8th of December. We have a 3-week calendar lag between now and our next council meeting. So there may be some news on that front, or it may continue into the year 2022. One other item I wanted to mention, which I also discussed at our council meeting last night, is I've gotten calls from Public Service, Electric, and Gas. Evidently, there's a widespread phone scam going on with representatives supposedly from PSE&G contacting homeowners and residents by phone, asking for certain sensitive information, threatening to shut off their service. This is a total scam. It's not authorized or permitted by Public Service. If you feel uncomfortable with the call, please hang up and call Public Service immediately. The number that you can reach them on is on your bill. Please do not ever, and not just in this case, in terms of any phone solicitation, do not give out credit card numbers, bank routing numbers, social security numbers, any kind of sensitive information. There's a social security scam. I don't know if it's still going on. It was going on in the summer, where people were being contacted. There was also an IRS scam, and the holiday season's coming. Scammers are good at preying on people. Goodwill and good feelings and positive vibrations are out there this time of year for the most part, and scammers will prey upon that. So please be very judicious in what you give out over the phone. If you're uncomfortable even in the slightest, hang up and call either Public Service or call Borough Hall. We'll kind of try to keep track of the kind of calls that are coming in and contact the appropriate agencies. So please be very, very careful with what you share. Like I said before, I probably won't be back with you for 3 weeks. In the meantime, we're gearing up for the holiday season. I know it's been a rough 2 years with the pandemic and the recovery from the flood, but downtown is going to start to come back, and hope you can avail yourselves of some of the activities that are planned. Free parking in our lots will start the day after Thanksgiving. That'll be the 26th. Meter parking on the streets will still be enforced. We want high turnover on those spots. But if you're coming downtown, you can park in any of the lots with the exception of lot 7, which is the lot adjacent to the county facility over on High Street. That lot is really geared for county employees and visitors to the court and the county activities. So that lot will be fully functional and patrolled. The other lots will be free parking for the holiday season, going up to the 3rd of January of next year. Small shopping Saturday will be the Saturday right after Thanksgiving. That's the 27th. We encourage you to come downtown and check out our local merchants. If you haven't been down there for a while, there's a number of new stores that have opened up, and I hope you can stroll from Grove Street all the way down to the Point and check out our existing merchants, some of our new merchants as well. You don't have to go to the mall to find, quality merchandise at a good price with excellent service. I would encourage you to patronize our downtown. They're an important part of the economy of our town, and look forward to seeing you, on Main Street. Our tree lighting on Division Street is scheduled right now for the 4th of December. It was usually done Thanksgiving weekend, but it's been pushed back a week. You can find information on the DSA website, and I hope to see you down there for Santa's arrival and official kickoff to our holiday season. The Firemen's Holiday Parade of Lights is also scheduled, I believe, for the 4th. That route it will pretty much be the same as it has been in the past. They will assemble an engine company on East Main Street. I believe it's 6 o'clock. They'll parade west and then north and then east and then south back through town. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes for the entire parade. And we have fire companies from all over the state that come out and show pride in their company and in their community. And again, I'd love to see you out there. Hopefully we'll get a cool, crisp night that's not too uncomfortable. And again, it's just a way to, celebrate community and thank the volunteers that have done yeoman work, not only in our community, but in communities all over the state. That'll be on the 4th. As I said, holiday season is upon us. I just like you to keep in mind as you, spend time with friends and family. Also take a few minutes to remember the less fortunate among us. We, of course, have 20 families that are still grieving from losses in the pandemic. We fortunately have had no new fatalities for quite a while now. But, the virus is still out there. I just received my COVID booster the other day, and I hope that if you're inclined to do so, you check the various websites to make an appointment and get that done as we gather together in groups. I think it's important that we, each take precautions to protect ourselves and our family. We have, I said, people, grieving. Just remember them in your thoughts and prayers. There'll be a lot of food drives being sponsored by various community organizations, clothing drives, toy drives. There's always an opportunity to reach out a helping hand if you don't have time to volunteer and you're inclined to make a donation or contribution, either through your church or through another fraternal or community organization. I would encourage you to do that. The outpouring of community support, neighbor to neighbor, was very apparent in the days and weeks after Ida, and I know that spirit will continue throughout the rest of this year. It's been an eventful and an atypical 2020 and 2021, and as we enter the holiday season, I just want to convey from my office here at Borough Hall, all the borough staff, and my particular personal family, my best wishes for health and happiness to you. I'll be back on or around December 7th, which is interesting. Pearl Harbor, it's 80 years. I'll have some comments on that matter for the public at my meeting on December the 6th. In the meantime, enjoy the beginning of our holiday season. Spend quality time with your friends and family. If you have students returning from college out of state, welcome them back to Somerville. I look forward to seeing you downtown and throughout the town as we close out 2021 and look forward to a healthy, happy, prosperous 2022. Thank you.